Throughout June, leading up to our summer break, we will be dedicating our episodes to exploring my homeland, Sweden, and all its surroundings. In a two-part series, we'll take a road trip across Sweden, starting with the picturesque landscapes of Dalarna, where Sweden's ancient traditions are still very much alive. We'll then head to the west coast and its archipelago, eventually winding down in the southern parts of Sweden, home to charming fishing villages facing the continent. Next, we'll discover Stockholm's archipelago, which has been my home for the past 7 years. I'll share insider tips on must-visit spots and how to best experience and explore them. Finally, we'll delve into Viking Line and their warriors cruises across the Baltic Sea, including the fantastic Åland Islands and the city of Mariehamn. June is all about Sweden here on Ponyo and Poolshark. In our first part of our road trip across Sweden, we'll kick off our journey heading towards Dalarna and the picturesque village of Tällberg. Here, we'll immerse ourselves in Sweden's ancient traditions, enjoy stays at luxurious spas, and indulge in fantastic cuisine. From there, we'll travel down to the west coast and the beautiful archipelago town of Fjällbacka. Here we'll spend the night and enjoy a nice meal in a tapas-style restaurant. Our next stop will be a night in the capital of the west coast and Sweden's second largest city, Gothenburg. We are kicking off our road trip through Sweden with a visit to the picturesque Tällberg in Dalarna. Tällberg, nestled in the heart of Dalarna, is a spa and resort town where time seems to stand still. The town boasts a variety of hotels offering relaxing stays, usually in package deals that include meals, accommodations and spa access. Our choice is the historic Åkerblads, an inn that has been run by the same family for 22 generations. It's one of the few places where traditional folk costumes are still worn. At most hotels in Tällberg, all staff members wear these classic garments, which adds an extra layer of charm, especially in the morning when the majority of the breakfast staff originating from Thailand welcomes you in traditional Swedish dresses. A pit stop along the way worth recommending is the roadside inn and rest area Dalahästen. They offer great food and snacks in a pleasant atmosphere and of course the chance to see the world's largest Dalahorse. Dalahorses are traditional Swedish wooden figures painted in vibrant colors and embellished with flowers and patterns. Originally carved as toys by carpenters in Dalarna, they symbolize the region's craftsmanship and are popular souvenirs found all over Sweden. After a quick lunch stop, we made a detour to the charming town of Leksand while waiting for our rooms to be ready in Tällberg. It is a picturesque town located in the heart of Dalarna, known for its traditional red wooden houses. Leksand breathes charm and history. It's famous for its annual midsummer celebration and its iconic Leksandbröd, which is a type of Swedish crisp bread, as well as being the home to Leksand IF, a renowned ice hockey team. The feeling of finally arriving to Åkerblads and Tällberg was incredible. This was also Nadia's first time here, and I was so excited to show her both the classic inn and the entire village with its charm. Before arriving, we had glanced at the restaurant's menu, but hadn't quite felt drawn to it. Therefore, we decided to take a stroll over to Dalecarlia to reserve a table for dinner there. Their menu at the time was much more appealing. As soon as we checked in, we set out to explore the village and booked our table for the evening. We made a stop at the classic Klockargården hotel along the way. The classic hotel opened its doors in 1923 and has since been a landmark in Tällberg. The hotel comprises several smaller cottages as well as the main building housing the restaurant, which primarily serves classic Swedish dishes. I can also reveal that I've savored what might be some of the best meatballs I've ever had in here. On the premises they also have a cafe, lounge and terrace bar where guests can relax and enjoy the serene surroundings. With dinner booked, we returned to the hotel for a visit to Åkerblads classic spa. Despite not booking a package this time, spa access was still included in the price since we booked through the hotel's own website. It's worth mentioning that Åkerblads has been renovating its spa for quite some time. When we visited, the changing rooms were ready, but as of now, the entire project is complete with a brand new spa area. As newfound spirits, we returned to our room to change and enjoy a pre-dinner drink. I had stumbled upon a local IPA from Sälen that I had tried few years back in the ski resort of, well, just Sälen. Then we ventured into the summer evening. During the summer month, the sun is only down for a few hours each day, which means that it stays light until around 10 p.m. We started with a pre-dinner drink and shared a starter of smoked char with Västerbotten cheese pie, which is a classic Swedish dish made of the Swedish Västerbotten cheese from the northern parts of Sweden. The sunset treated us to a magical display and an amazing evening. For the main course, I had the grilled salmon with lobster béarnaise and butter roasted new potatoes, while Nadia enjoyed a seafood risotto with char and shrimp. We were so pleased with our choices to dine here. However, all hotels in Tällberg put great effort into their food and menus, so you won't be disappointed no matter where you choose to enjoy your meal. To say that the journey between Dalarna and the west coast is beautiful is a massive understatement. So, the only thing that made the journey difficult during the roughly 400 kilometers it encompasses was resisting the urge to stop constantly and take photos and videos. This stretch is actually one of the most stunning I've ever experienced in Sweden. So, if you are planning of making it, make sure to save up a lot of time to be able to stop from time to time and explore. Our lunch stop was at the roadside inn Lusten 63, named after Highway 63, which we were traveling on. Nadia had a chicken salad and I opted for a pizza with pork fillet and béarnaise sauce. Did you, by the way, know that we Swedes put practically any shit on pizza and just love it? Like kebab and French fries, but we just love it. Later on, we stopped for an afternoon coffee break at a gas station after Nadia spotted a sign claiming they served Sweden's best coffee, something we neither believed nor found to be true. After an amazing road trip, we finally arrived in Fjällbacka, nestled in the heart of the West Coast archipelago. In recent years, Fjällbacka has gained recognition thanks to the author Camilla Läckberg's immersively popular Fjällbacka murder series, which has sold over 30 million copies worldwide and has even been adapted into a TV series. However, Fjällbacka is far from spooky and dark. In fact, it's simply stunningly beautiful. We had booked a room in Richter's bed and breakfast in a room with a shared bathroom to keep costs down, but we were pleasantly upgraded to a room with a private toilet and a patio with absolutely stunning views. We set out to explore the charming fishing village and to reserve a table at Ever's Tapas bar for a bit of Spanish flair for dinner. Did you know that Fjällbacka once was home to the famous Swedish actress Ingrid Bergman? She fell in love with the village while filming the movie The Farmer's Daughter in 1944 and later spent many summers here. Additionally, Fjällbacka's most iconic landmark is the towering Vattenberget cliff, which rises dramatically above the village and offers breathtaking views of the surrounding archipelago. Fjällbacka is also home to one of Sweden's most unique diving sites, the underwater sculpture park known as Andersson's Rock Garden. Created by local artist Lars Andersson, this hidden gem features a collection of sculptures placed underwater, creating an otherworldly experience for divers and snorkelers. As we returned home, our patio offered both evening sun and a sea view of the beautiful archipelago. It was absolutely magical to simply sit here during sunset, with the cries of the seagulls in the background and enjoy a few beers before dinner. Nights like these make you realize how much you love traveling. With a Spanish Estrella beer in my hand and a sangria in Nadia's, we started our evening dinner at Ever's Tapas bar. We ordered a mix of all kinds of tapas, from cheese, olives and charcuteries to garlic-infused chicken wings and patata bravas with aioli. The dinner turned out just as great as we had hoped, and we stayed for hours simply eating and chatting. It was the perfect ending to both the day and our stay in Fjällbacka. After breakfast, we embarked on our 2-hour and 135-kilometer journey towards the capital of the West Coast, Sweden's second largest city, Gothenburg. I can't express enough how much I love Gothenburg in every way, but there's something uniquely magical about summer in Gothenburg. It's something the city has actually become a bit famous for. Gothenburg boasts the entertainment street Avenyn, simply translated as the Avenue, which is lined up with numerous restaurants, cafes and bars, as well as Liseberg, the largest amusement park in the Nordics and Northern Europe, which is a must visit if you are in town. When we arrived, we started with a visit to Gothenburg's botanical gardens, where we wandered around, took in the sights and sat down for a coffee at a charming cafe where a friend of mine worked. I won't go into too much detail about this 3-day visit since we've turned it into a travel guide here on YouTube called 48 Hours in Gothenburg with Liseberg. I highly recommend checking it out after you finish watching for plenty of tips on things to do in this wonderful city. I am going to finish up this episode of the guide with a music montage of us staying in Gothenburg though. our second installment of our road trip throughout Sweden, we'll head towards the southern tip of the country. Our journey includes a visit to Båstad and its stunning surroundings. We'll explore picturesque fishing villages like Mölle and Arild before moving on to Österlen, an area affectionately known as the Provence of Sweden. Here we'll tour art galleries, savor some of Sweden's finest pastries and dine at numerous exceptional restaurants. We'll also visit a Swedish wine yard, adding a touch of local flavors to our adventure. Yeah.